Today, we begin a story that has captured the attention of an entire city, a story that has left many searching for answers and grappling with disbelief. In the heart of Iowa, where the golden fields meet the bustling streets of Des Moines, a community is facing a moment of reckoning. This is a story that has shaken Iowa's capital to its core, sending shockwaves through neighborhoods, schools, and homes. The city, known for its close-knit spirit and Midwestern values, now finds itself at the center of a controversy that few could have predicted. At the center of it all is Dr. Ian Roberts, the superintendent of Des Moines Public Schools. For years, Dr. Roberts was a respected leader, overseeing the education and well-being of nearly 30,000 students. His presence was felt in every classroom, every assembly, and every community event. His leadership was more than just administrative. It was a beacon of hope for many, especially for the city's diverse and growing immigrant community. Dr. Roberts was often seen as a bridge between cultures, helping new families find their footing in a new land. Born and raised in Guyana, Roberts brought a unique perspective to his role. He spoke passionately about education as a path to success, inspiring countless families to dream bigger for their children. His story resonated with those who saw education as the key to a better life. Known for his unwavering commitment to equity, inclusion, and community engagement, Dr. Roberts worked tirelessly to ensure every student felt seen and valued. He was a familiar face at school events, community meetings, and parent gatherings, always ready to listen and advocate. As superintendent, he managed a massive budget and was responsible for the safety, education, and future of thousands of students and staff. The weight of his responsibilities was immense, requiring not just skill but also integrity and vision. The role demanded trust, vision, and accountability, qualities that Dr. Roberts seemed to embody. He was often praised for his transparency and his willingness to tackle difficult issues head-on. But now, everything has changed. The community is reeling after his sudden and unexpected arrest, an event that has left parents, students, and staff in shock. The news spread quickly, leaving many to wonder how such a trusted figure could be at the center of such turmoil. The man once seen as a role model and a pillar of the community is now at the center of a crisis. The halls he once walked with pride are now filled with uncertainty, and the city of Des Moines is left with more questions than answers. His job was to protect and guide children, to help shape the future of the city. Now, his legacy is in doubt, and the trust he built over years is being questioned by those who once looked up to him. As Des Moines faces a profound sense of uncertainty, the community must come together to seek the truth and heal. The story of Dr. Ian Roberts is no longer just about one man. It's about a city searching for answers and a future that now feels more uncertain than ever. On Friday, September 26, 2025, the city of Des Moines witnessed a scene that would soon dominate headlines and conversations across the state. What began as an ordinary morning quickly transformed into a day that no one in the community would soon forget. Federal agents from ICE, acting on a months-long investigation, located Dr. Roberts as part of a carefully coordinated operation. The presence of federal law enforcement in the heart of the city was both unexpected and alarming for many residents. The day began like any other for Dr. Roberts, but everything changed in an instant. As he sat in his vehicle, perhaps on his way to work or a routine meeting, ICE officers approached with urgency and purpose, their intentions clear. Instead of complying with the officers' commands, Roberts allegedly made a split-second decision to flee. What followed was a brief but intense pursuit through city streets, with police vehicles weaving through traffic and sirens echoing through the morning air. The chase ended abruptly when Roberts abandoned his car at the edge of a wooded area, attempting to escape on foot. Agents, well prepared and coordinated, quickly closed in and apprehended him before he could disappear into the trees. The entire incident unfolded in a matter of minutes, but its impact was immediate and far-reaching. Newsrooms scrambled to verify details, and breaking news alerts interrupted regular programming. News of Dr. Roberts' arrest spread like wildfire, reaching parents, teachers, and students before the school day had even begun. Shock and confusion rippled through the community as people tried to process what had happened. The image of a respected superintendent fleeing from federal agents was almost impossible to comprehend. For many, it shattered the sense of trust and stability they had in their school leadership. After his arrest, Roberts was transported under heavy guard to Pottawatomie County Jail, where he was placed in federal custody. the reality of the situation began to set in for the district and the wider community. The district's leader, once a symbol of guidance and authority, now found himself behind bars, facing serious federal allegations that could change the course of his life and the district's future. As the sun set over Des Moines, the city was left reeling, searching for answers. What could possibly drive a trusted educator to such desperate actions? The question lingered in every conversation, every household, and every classroom. The shockwaves from that morning were just beginning to be felt, and the community braced itself for the difficult days ahead. The heart of this unfolding controversy centers on Dr. Roberts' immigration status, a detail that, until recently, remained largely hidden from public view. At the core of the case is the question of whether Dr. Roberts, a respected figure in the community, was ever legally permitted to live and work in the United States. Federal authorities allege that Roberts, a Guyanese citizen, was living and working in the U.S. without proper documentation, a violation that carries serious legal consequences. ICE claims he lacked legal authorization to work, an especially grave issue for a public official tasked with overseeing the education of thousands of children. In May 2024, a federal immigration judge issued a final order of removal for Roberts, making his continued presence in the country unlawful. This order meant that, by law, Roberts was required to leave the United States immediately, with no further appeals available to him. The existence of this order suggests Roberts was aware of his precarious legal standing for months, if not years, before his arrest. In official statements, ICE described him as a criminal illegal alien, underscoring the seriousness with which they approached the case and the potential implications for public trust. Despite the removal order, Roberts continued to serve as superintendent, a decision that has left many questioning the district's oversight and accountability. How did someone with an unresolved immigration case pass the district's vetting process and secure such a high-profile role? The community is now left to grapple with the unsettling reality that their leader may have been ineligible to serve, raising concerns about the integrity of the hiring process. These allegations have thrust the district's hiring and oversight practices into the spotlight, prompting calls for greater transparency and reform. As the investigation continues, trust in the system has been deeply shaken, leaving parents, staff, and students searching for answers and reassurance about the future of their schools. After Roberts' arrest, authorities searched his abandoned vehicle. What they found deepened the crisis. Inside, a loaded handgun, about $3,000 in cash, and a hunting knife. The presence of a firearm in a superintendent's car, especially during a flight from law enforcement, alarmed the community. The cash and weapons suggested he might have been preparing for a quick escape. Law enforcement saw these items as signs of a potential flight risk. The hunting knife, while not illegal, added to the troubling picture. Each detail made it harder for the community to reconcile the Roberts they knew with the man now in custody. The narrative had shifted from an immigration case to something far more complex. Parents and staff were left with new fears and unanswered questions. The trust in their leader was shattered. The school board and community were blindsided. Board Chair Jackie Norris expressed shock and concern, echoing the disbelief felt across Des Moines. The district had received no warning from federal authorities and was left scrambling for answers. Communication with Roberts was impossible. His side of the story remained unknown. The board's priority became reassuring families and staff while navigating a crisis of trust. The district promised transparency, but uncertainty loomed. The work of rebuilding trust had only just begun. In the wake of the arrest, the school board moved quickly to stabilize the district. Associate Superintendent Matt Smith was appointed interim superintendent. Smith, a veteran administrator, had previously served in this role and was well respected. His appointment aimed to reassure staff, students, and parents. The board's swift action was meant to keep schools running smoothly and maintain focus on students. But this is only a temporary fix. The board now faces tough questions about long-term leadership and oversight. For now, the priority is a stable learning environment. The community looks to Smith for steady guidance during this turbulent time. The legal backdrop is critical. Roberts was under a final order of removal since May 2024, a binding court decision requiring him to leave the U.S. Remaining in the country after such an order is a serious violation. ICE's operation was not random, it was based on this court order. The real question: how did Roberts become superintendent while under a removal order? Background checks for such positions are supposed to be thorough. The oversight is now under investigation by the school board. Did Roberts disclose his legal status? Did the board miss red flags? The case is now about more than one man. It's about the integrity of public institutions. The community demands answers. The fallout is felt everywhere. Students, especially older ones, are confused and anxious. Teachers and staff face tough questions and shaken morale. Parents worry about leadership and oversight. The scandal threatens public trust in the district. For immigrant families, the involvement of ICE adds another layer of fear. Roberts was a symbol of hope. Now, his story is a cautionary tale. The district must work to rebuild trust and restore stability. The effects of this crisis will linger long after the headlines fade. The road ahead is uncertain. Roberts remains in federal custody, facing immigration proceedings and possible additional charges. The school board must investigate its own hiring practices and restore public trust. Interim leadership is in place, but a permanent solution is needed. The community demands transparency and accountability. Open communication and public forums will be essential. Many questions remain. How did this happen? What will become of Roberts? Can trust be rebuilt? This is a defining moment for Des Moines public schools. The focus now must be on the future, ensuring safe, stable schools for every child. The story is far from over.